Hi, I'm Jane Gates from Gates & Croft Horticultural Design Company, where we design landscapes and do consultations. And I'm also the author of All the Gardens a Stage, new book out by Schiffer Press. Kind of a fun book to read on gardening instead of those boring tomes that are out there. Lots of good information, but I'm prejudiced. Anyway, I'm here to talk about care of a blooming trellis. And what that means, to me anyway, is how do you take good care and make your trellis look good when you've got blooming plants on it? Well, this time of year, unfortunately, we missed the best bloom on this one. This is a Lonicera sempervirens, and you can see it's got these pretty little flowers on it. And it's usually just covered with them in late winter, early spring. But the important thing to know on covering a trellis so it really does well with blooming plants is to be careful when you prune it. First of all, you want to make sure you prune it. If it's not pruned, you'll have it going haywire all over the place, and you'll have to sort of chop your way through, and there's no point if you happen to have an archway trellis like this one. You don't want them too wild and crazy. Plus, they'll encourage some not so desirable wildlife to live in them. So you want to keep it trimmed. The important thing is make sure you don't trim off all the flower buds. There are certain plants, and I'm going to show you this now as well. I've got a campsis over here. This is a campsis Madame Galen, and it's got these wonderful bright orangey blooms on it. This one too is kind of wrapping up in its blooming. But here's a typical example, the red trumpet vines, where people will go and trim all of the branches off in the spring, all the tips, and then wonder why they have no flowers. They have no flowers because you trimmed all the buds off. So make sure you do a little checking into the plants you're going to grow on your trellis. Find out when they bloom. Find out if they bloom at the tips, which most climbers do, in which case you're best off to cut them back in the autumn or the winter before the new sprouts with those incipient buds decide to show up. And if you want to know any more about taking care of trellises or blooming plants, check my website at www.gardengates.info.